Now, the disturbing rhetoric of revenge and retaliation is unfortunately nothing new in today's polarized political landscape. Hello, our viewers, and welcome back to our channel. Now, in a recent video which has just surfaced, showcasing a palm-color man boldly declaring that it's time for revenge against Democrats, whom he accuses of spreading lies and insults against Donald Trump and his supporters. He warns that Trump will seek revenge for the perceived injustices of the past 4 years, leaving many to wonder if this is a genuine threat or just a desperate attempt to stir up controversy. Now, as the video gains traction online, people are reacting to what he's saying. This is a Trump supporter, a MAGA supporter. Now, some are expressing outrage and concern over the aggressive tone, while others are just dismissing it as mere bluster. But one thing is certain, this kind of rhetoric has the potential to incite violence and further divide an already fractured society. So with that said, let's take a look at his video as different people react to what he has to say. I will be right back.
Dear Democrat, are you afraid that Donald Trump is going to retaliate against you? That he's going to seek revenge against you for all the lies and crap that you hurled at him, and all of his supporters, by the way, calling us garbage and everything else? Are you afraid we're going to seek revenge? Well, good, because we are. We're going to get revenge on you for what you did to us for 4 years. You're going to pay. You're going to pay, damn you. Revenge is ours, and it's coming. You stinking, lying, cheating, immoral Democrats.
You was this, wasn't you?
Are you afraid Donald Trump's gonna retaliate?
Donald Trump can't spell retaliate. If you gave him all of them, he still wouldn't know how to spell retaliate. If you gave him a pen and a pad and told him to write the word down, it would look like real tail 8 and 8. Why would I get him getting retaliation when he can't even spell the goddamn word? Bro, what are you talking about? Ain't nobody afraid of Donald Trump. No one. And follow-up question, you know he's going to retaliate against your economic policy, your economics, right? He's already started. And you don't look like a billionaire, so why are you rooting for some shit? You know that shit you think he's going to do to Democrats, he's going to financially do to you. You understand that, right? It's going to be no lube, no Vaseline, no spit, no nothing when he gets coming here, isn't it? Just straight meat. Just Saint swole meat all up in your guts. Obviously, you must not be talking to me because I ain't no goddamn Democrat. They a little bit too Republican for me. I'm a little bit further left than a Democrat. But do you think we all wake up in the middle of the night afraid of goddamn Donald Trump doing anything? You know, he's a useful... You get that, right? He's not some magnificent leader. He's a useful... Probably for his puppet daddy, Putin. I'm sorry. Cough. The powers that be are using this. That's using him. And y'all just can't stop rooting for it. But I never thought I would ever see a person root to get over. Is that some new MAGA thing that I don't know about? Who on the roof of it? Dog, ain't nobody afraid of Donald Trump. I'm pretty sure at your bed, you probably call him daddy too, don't you? Trump's your daddy. Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
Hi, tinfoil hat guy. It's me again. To answer your question, yeah, in a way. We already know how you feel about women and minorities. So yeah, man, some of us might be afraid of that. I mean, look what you did when he lost 4 years ago. He stormed the Capitol. People got unalived. And you kind of threaten to in this video. It goes on to say that, yeah, you are going to get revenge. And that does scare some of us. Women, minorities, those of us in the LGBTQIA plus community. Yeah. I don't know how you guys are getting away with making these videos calling for revenge against Democrats. Because those are threats. This is very much a threat. Yeah, I don't know how. But here we are. I'm just glad I have a... Never mind. Know that if you come after me or my family... That's not a threat. That's a promise. So, here we are. See you on the battlefield.
Really? Really, sir? You're out for vengeance? You're going to threaten me. Is that right? This is my first placard. Let me introduce you to it. I made specialist as fast as you possibly could. That right there is why they call me the bad doc, and that right there is the unit beard. You sure you want to threaten me? You sure you want to act like you want to get violent? Is that a good idea, Playboy? I think so. I don't think it's a good idea to me. Al-Qaeda did that once. I punished them. I even wore a uniform so they could see me coming. I would prefer if I wasn't wearing one so they wouldn't see me coming. But you're going to announce yourself and you're going to threaten me. Who's the one that stole state's secrets and sold it to our enemies? Oh, that would be your guy. Now you're going to tell this veteran you're going to threaten me. You're going to take vengeance out on me. You might want to rethink that plan. Because in wet work, we don't make threats. We make promises. I don't know what they're on about. Why are you more upset now that you won? Yeah, we think about you exactly what we think about you. I'm a Republican. But I am, in fact, a never Trump guy. He's a piece of... and you know it. And the vengeance you seek should be directed at yourself. You know he's scum. You know he bankrupted our economy. You know he bankrupted himself. You know he touches little girls. Jesus Christ, what hasn't he done that's terrible? That's your guy? And you're going to come after me for him? Well, then do come. I'll give you this. We'll see how that works out for you. Never ended well for anybody else, but who knows? Maybe the sun will shine on a dog's ass one day. But I doubt it.
No, I'm not afraid of a geriatric who lied about having bone spurs to get out of Vietnam. And I'm sure as shit not scared of a crusty old man who looks like he'd break his hip bone the moment he stood up. And on the off chance you would try to do some shit, I know people have my size who'd have you eating your food through a straw for the rest of your life. Which clearly is not going to be that much longer, so I suggest you get off TikTok and enjoy your golden years, Grandpa.
Oh no! Just kidding. How about this instead? You pretend like you're at the RNC and you're on your anonymous Grindr account and you just eat a whole bag of, right? Alright. You have a good one, buddy.
Now, it's really no surprise that a supporter of Donald Trump would openly declare that it's time for revenge against Democrats and those who have opposed the president's agenda. After all, Trump's administration has been built on a foundation of revenge and retribution from day one. From his earliest days in office, Trump has made it very clear that he is driven by a desire for revenge against his perceived enemies, whether it's the media, the Democratic Party, or even his own Republican colleagues who have dared to cross him. Now, this mindset is evident in the policies he has pursued, from his relentless efforts to repeal and replace Obamacare to his brutal crackdown on immigration and his attempts to undermine the Mueller investigation. But it's not just Trump's policies that are driven by a desire for revenge. It's also his rhetoric and his behavior. He has consistently used language that is divisive and inflammatory, pitting Americans against each other and demonizing his opponents. He has attacked the media, the judiciary, and even the intelligence community, seeking to undermine their credibility and independence. And now, with his supporters' declaration that it's time for revenge, we see that this mindset is not just limited to Trump himself, but is also being embraced by his most ardent followers. Now, this is a disturbing development and one that should concern all Americans who value democracy and the rule of law, because when revenge becomes the guiding principle of an administration, it can lead to all sorts of abuses of power and violations of human rights. It can also lead to the suppression of dissent and the silencing of opposition voices. And it can lead to a breakdown in the social fabric of our society as people become increasingly polarized and hostile towards one another. Now, it's no secret that Trump's administration is indeed based on revenge, and it's a recipe for disaster. Now, even some articles agree to this, saying that a revenge administration, and this is what 4 more years of Trump could mean. Now, he suggested using the United States military against an enemy from within. He has threatened to prosecute lawyers, Democrats, and others whom he falsely accuses of committing electoral fraud, and pledged to carry out the largest deportation operation of undocumented immigrants in U.S. history. And once he is back in the White House, he has said he will be a dictator during his first day. Now that Donald Trump has crossed the 270 electoral college votes, he needed to win the presidency, according to the Associated Press, and it remains to be seen whether the Republican will follow through on these incendiary campaign promises. Now, experts have warned that Trump, if taken at his word, is gearing up to lead a loyalist-filled authoritarian administration intent on revenge, and the program he has in mind will have dire consequences for the country. What we get when you stack an administration with loyalists is you get the will of the minority reflected. There will be no coalition government, said Rina Shah, a political strategist and former senior aide to Republican legislators. It will be about revenge against the Democrats, she added. It will be a scary iteration of the executive branch, scarier than we saw it. He wants to rewrite the rules. He's told us as much. Now, Trump came to power in 2016 on a wave of public resentment. His pledge to drain the swamp of career politicians and other elites in Washington, D.C. found favor among a significant portion of the population, disillusioned with government bureaucracy. His fiery speeches and attacks on perceived rivals, both inside and outside his party, continued throughout his term in office, which saw him push through a range of contentious policies. From 2017 to 2021, Trump's administration was marked by a series of hardline measures, particularly on immigration and foreign policy, that often waded into murky legal territory or were struck down by the courts. Now, he followed through on some campaign promises, including withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accord, imposing a so-called Muslim ban, and raising import tariffs. Nevertheless, he failed to deliver on other pledges. For example, he never succeeded in completing a southern border wall and getting Mexico to pay for it. A tally of Trump's 2016 campaign promises by PolitiFact, a fact-checking organization run by the Hunter Institute, shows that of 100 promises made, Trump broke more than half of them. Still, Trump's rhetoric continued after 2020 when he failed to win re-election and reached new heights during his 2024 campaign to get back into the White House. He took aim at migrants, Democrats, reporters, prosecutors, judges, and anyone else who disagreed with him. Now, the policies that have been put in place are a very clear indication of this, and women are also disproportionately bearing the brunt of it. Take, for instance, the threats to reproductive freedoms. With the Supreme Court's 2022 ruling overturning Roe v. Wade, 17 states did ban unaliving of unborn babies entirely or severely restricted it, leaving millions of women without access to essential health care. Now, this is not just a matter of policy. It's a matter of life and unaliving. Women are being forced to carry pregnancies to term, even in cases where their health and lives are at risk. And it's not just reproductive rights that are under attack. The administration's policy on healthcare, education, and economic empowerment are all designed to undermine the progress that women have made in recent years. It's a systemic effort to erase the gains of the women's rights movement and reduce women to second-class citizens. Now, as one of the people who reacted noted, Donald Trump election is an unaliving threat to the democratic values of liberty and equality, the rule of law, and reproductive health rights and justice in the United States and around the globe. This is not hyperbole. It's a reality that women are facing every day. The fact that this administration is disregarding the rights and well-being of a lot of people, and women inclusive, is a clear indication of its revenge mentality. It's a mentality that says we're going to punish you for daring to challenge our power and authority. It's a mentality that is rooted in misogyny and a deep-seated desire to control and dominate. We have finally come to the end of the video, but what do you, our viewers, have to say? Share your thoughts, your views as well in the comment section. Thank you for always watching, and see you in our next video as we bring you another interesting video.